Cheers, fellas. G2 starting on the defense of Vertigo. And Sinners, a roster rundown for you. We got B-Stick, Zedco, Shock, Neofrag, and of course, Oscar, the aforementioned superstar in the top 20 players in the world 2 years. A couple of years ago, admittedly. Yanko covering that. 1xBet believes G2 is the hot favorite, and as Oscar outlined, and as the desk have as well, that's the case. This is first Pro League for the Sinners, far from that from G2, and they want to have a knock on Nico's door here on ramp. Not bad, they've actually forced him off the line. Knock. Yeah, it's a very loud knock. Jax has been called upon. They go quietly though, so there isn't that instant sound cue confirmation that it's an all-in.
Yeah, and it's looking like a retake setup on A right now from G2. You can see Nico now passive, there's Goose, you got Jax here supporting Amanek, Nex, and Hunter still floating towards mid and B right now. 2 flashes on Jax for this retake, the U2 coming on in. Molly towards headshot, smoke towards the left hand. Well, actually, it's a deep smoke towards elevator. Okay, Nico, that's one way to kick things off. Oscar is down and out. Yeah,
it's going to be up to Shock as well. He's taken a lot of territory off of G2 here. So for this retake, if he can be set up for success, elevator's a threat, but they're actually all coming in towards Shock's angle. This is perfect. If he eats the flash, it's a problem.
Need another one.
Needs Zedco to bait and switch. They clear his corner, does go 1 for 1. A lot more needed out of Zedco. Got nothing to report. Neofrag and B-Stick do find the necessary first. And time about half gone, half tick. Nico's low, but it's Amanek forcing the fight. He's got the kit on him.
Needs to sit good, doesn't he?
Does need to be getting on that defuse now. And it's Amanek still dancing off the bomb just in the nick of time. Damn, G2, they were playing with some very fine margins there.
Got dicey for a second, but handled, right? That retake on A, especially with the way that Sinners funneled them all through the heaven position, right? The smokes towards elevator / connector, whatever you want to call it at home, that's fine by me, was forcing them to all retake through this little narrow doorway.
What can he see?
Just that slither, isn't it? Nice little shot there. Neofrag, everybody playing at home, if you want to be paying attention to who the names are, we're looking to bring the firepower for Sinners. It will be Neofrag alongside of Oscar. Those are the two who are going to pack the biggest of punches. We're seeing a force buy out the gates early here. Sinners have equipped with 2 AKs on those stars I just mentioned. Shock with the Khalil and Deagles for the rest.
Something we've grown very familiar with, Chad, on G2's CT setups is their willingness to go aggressive. They have coordinated aggressive moves. You'll see Amanek lurking in front of the deep ramp smoke, playing aggressive, even pushing and denying that fork room. Can I call it fork room?
I think we can.
Box room?
Well, look, there used to be a forklift there.
Lower ramp. Fork ramp room.
50? 50 cent?
50.
There's a big 50 on the wall.
Yeah, the candy shop.
The candy shop. Oh, Amanek's on his ways. Salivating at the mouth here.
Now then. Bomb's going B-side. And Jax just continues to jiggle and jump on those sandbags, so he'll be their early warning sign. Nexa, in the meantime, is actually just pre-aiming the potential boost.
This B-bomb site to hold passively, it becomes such a mystery, right? They can boost up and jump up wood. They can do the little boost on the left-hand side to give them multiple angles. They can,
I don't know, mate. Watch Axel do it, and he just looks like 3 players.
Yeah, but he's a bopper.
Yeah,
like,
he is a
we've
bopper.
seen Nexa get overrun a lot on this B-bomb site.
Different lineup from Oscar there. We'll see how that one lands up. Nexa just playing by these boost boxes so perfectly. Flash, he's still alive. Need the trade. There's another on default. They weren't ready for Hunter. Oh, and a solid defense so far. Left in the 2v2. And bomb down default. So this force buy far from over. You can see Shock dipping down towards the stairs for the afterplant. We need to see Zedco at least find some safe passage out of the site, and he'll happily take the AK upgrade. No armor. He'll be first contact on that defuse. Speaking of defuse, the kit loose. It's a bit further forward towards that sandbags and snacks corner. And perfect from Zedco. Gets the one, but it's Jax with them both. And he is a high-impact player. We talked about it. We saw the stats as well. G2, since returning Jax to the starting roster, since removing Kenny for Jax, they've done nothing but place top 4.
Now, that didn't seem like that was going to be the solution, right? That didn't seem like that was going to be the solution for this team whatsoever. All right, I hope we get this Jax kill on the replay here, because that was quick as you like. You knew the setup, right? It was very likely they'll both be playing from deep. The first is fantastic. The second is brilliant. Shock's just getting his head absolutely ripped off. So frustration, because they got to the side. They did everything they need to do.
And if you're Shocked, you know that if you just don't die there, the round is yours. That was a 10-second defuse out of Jax. He had to hit that shot.
Oof.
And that was their force, Chad. So much lay on it. I say that was their force. Look at their buy.
Yeah.
Getting the bomb down pays dividends.
Yeah, taking 4 players as well helps. And here you go, kicking off another round. 2 big openings. Neofrag, he's got one to his name. Zedco with one of his own.
Here we go.
Now we're talking. G2 did a good job of clawing back that retake, but I don't think it's going to be as easy this time round. Now that the numbers fall heavily in the favor of the Sinners here, and they haven't even had to apply too much pressure onto the sites just yet, they can regroup. They can use this bunch of smokes and flashes they have and just trade out efficiently as Shock's starting to have a look mid, see if anybody's home. Nobody up close and personal. And they are being given A for free right now. Amanek will be the only one close enough to do anything about this. And if those smokes land as foretold, you shouldn't be able to do anything at all. Bit of a flubbed flash there from NeoFrag, but that's the early jitters. This is their second game against opponents at this level ever, right? Yeah. It was only big before that. Shock's on a naughty flank.
He's actually got a really good timing here. I don't think Amanek's going to be ready for this.
He should knife him, but he won't. Oh, wait. Maybe he can't get that kill at all now. Amanek has slipped away. Ah, there you go, the frag. The orbs on the ground. You'd love to get a knife kill in early. You know, your first game of Pro League. I don't know if Shock's a knifer. Maybe he's not a big knifer.
But were you implying for the financial benefit?
No, I was implying that, you know, just really just like, we've just knifed Amanek.
Yeah,
we've just started the game. We just knifed, you know, just, it doesn't matter.
Get the mojo flowing.
Yeah. He looks like a very serious lad, though, doesn't he? I don't know how much knifing we'll be getting out of Shock.
I mean, especially considering round 2, you just had a round you were convinced you'd win, and probably would every time in ESEA Premier. Taken away from you by a very, very sharp Frenchman. One of the best when it comes to aim in the older boys is Jaxie Boy.
Yeah, he's sharp, and he's great at the off angles as well here. And you consider the names around him, Hunter and Nico, we talk about how fantastic their individual ability is as well. Obviously, Amanek has, I want to say Amanek has the toughest role on this team, just purely because he's not a primary AWPer, being now a primary AWPer and playing it as a supportive. Think about it like Nitro. That's probably a good way to paint it, right? He's not a star. He's not being set up like a star AWPer.
But necessary impact required.
Yes. So you're not getting all the goodies, but you're still expected to perform. Here we go. A bit more pace to this one.
3 G2 members here. Amanek with the util to set up Nico, but he's so blind. He's actually been booked, and there may be more. Jack's on the retreat. Amanek bails him out, but damage done again from the Sinners. Successful wallbang. NeoFrag softens up Hunter, and Jax is catching bullets as well. The boost, though, what a great response. The nade in response from them. This is crazy. There's more flying through the sky, and Oscar dunks onto Hunter. What a crazy 20 seconds.
All right, catch that one.
Wow. Boosts, nades, counter wallbangs, and Amanek feeds himself straight into the machine.
This is winnable now. Nexus found Oscar during all of this. Zedco put low by Amanek's push. It's just really B-Stick operating with the HP, and he only has a Galil to his name, so they're trying to hightail it out of here. But the sound cues, Nexo can be hearing a couple of these faint footsteps as they run away.
B-Stick's got a head start. He should be, like, up to Jenny's by the time Nexus and CT.
Nexo doesn't have a kit either here, so as soon as this bomb goes down, start the 40-second timer.
If he gets that first burst, like the first jiggle, first contact needs to be a kill here at Nexa. That was his contact. B-Stick tagged up. They know where he is.
Might need to reload here, 4 bullets.
Yeah, you're right. That could be a problem for him. Might have to opt for the pistol if he doesn't choose to reload. Admittedly, Zedka's low, and 4 bullets is plenty. Deagle to finish the job, and he's already softened him up. B-Stick getting a bit nervous now, and the fight's given to him. Nexa so close, 10 HP separating him from the 1v2. B-Stick will recover, and they equalize nicely. That's going to put the CTs on their bottoms, and it's time for the Sinners to take the lead.
Important they won that one there, right? We obviously had the 1-on-2 that they lost it just a little bit earlier to Jax, but now they've gotten that one out of the way, right? It's more about just pushing these jitters aside, because this is a big game. This is the team that represents a region, and for the longest time, it was just Oscar representing that region. Czech Republic. We've got the full squad here. I know Striker from HLTV will be watching on.
His boys. Ouch. Some of my first and best LAN memories are in Prague. Nico, however, has dunked onto NeoFrag on a weapon down, won't be retrievable.
It's good util usage there. It's nice to pepper them up on the ascent.
He's going for more, and they are all partnered up here. So Nico, already with another. Zedco's not going to be expecting the party, and that enables Hunter to get another. G2, solid setup, but Sinners just feed themselves into this, and they're going to have to recover. You can't just let this one slip away.
This would be a bad one to lose.
Really bad one to lose. I mean, they didn't even fully invest. I mean, didn't flirt with investing more than just a sidearm. And now, B-Stick and Shock called upon. Hunter does walk in. If he gets the second Nexus, Deagle's too threatening, and they know exactly where you are, Shock. You said he's got a serious face on him. Well, he's going to be a whole lot more serious now. The bomb under enemy control. 50 seconds, and they are unarmored, but this is G2. He's starting to feel the pressure every bullet that misses its mark, confirming his position. He's still worried about a flank, and understandably so, but they've got the bomb. They don't need to be anywhere else. Molly and a smoke.
He's not going to get too many more opportunities with these fights here.
X-ray off. We live in his own vision. Clearing his corners. One spotted. Did he spot the one on site? He has too many targets. Does well to snap into Amanek. Jax, however, baited in. Crosshair pulled away. And G2, they will take practically an eco.
Yeah, the fight that he got with the jiggle from the Heaven player initially, yeah, that's almost a dream. And then once they just tightened it up, you could see there how passive they were, waiting for contact to take the swing, wanted to lure him in. And they managed to pull off exactly what they were looking for. So 3-2 is the scoreline. We're getting back into the action here. The replays, they sound pretty good.
They sound like
a
solid
juicy
replay pack.
Slowed down as well.
Get back into game audio now. I'm sure we'll be able to just change that fade up. Oscar has opened up onto Jax. Neofrag boosted up, but could catch nades if he's not careful. Oh, they heard that. Nico heard that. Knows there was a dismount.
Well, they have this number advantage here, and they're in no rush anymore, right? The faster players, they got caught off by utility, they got beaten on down, and now they're just happy to do the pendulum. Swing back and forth between these two bomb sites. Stay as silent as you like. Don't give away any audible information to G2 during all of this, and now set yourself up for a free B bomb site. Next is over towards A. Amanek was the only player who can respond, and well, with the AWP, he's going to get smoked off, and oh, before the smoke, Zedco runs out. He goes down. Now we have a 4-on-4, and a lot of utility for G2 if they want to go for this retake now.
Boosting over the smoke, he slips off just at the most unopportune moment.
Well, they're boosting as well. This is a power position for Oscar here.
It absolutely is. First time we get to see that T-side AWP in his hands, and it does seem like they are going to give it a good go. Maybe not anymore. B-Stick denies. Hunter and Nexa do not get any opportunities to voice their concerns. Amanek just looking for one on the way out and does collect. But hey, that's a lovely return to form for Sinners. That's what they were hoping for. It would sour the mood to lose rifles more than one. Neofrag very close to that Molotov as Nico dumps his util to deter. Bang. Oh, Nico, you cheeky boy. Through damage and the nade, he's actually taken another AK down. So it does get very costly, and their money is far from safe. Chad, you're going to be just, as an analyst, as someone who's a fan of the finer things,
yeah,
you might have enjoyed that.
That's great, right? They're obviously not playing to win the round anymore. Nico just doing as much damage as he can. You're bound to see that damage reflected in the buy. So instead of them having AKs across the board, we're going to see 3 Galils, 1 AK, and an AWP still carried across. So they keep the big green. That's nice, but you'd love to have the AKs out instead of these Galils.
Yeah, great catch. I mean, that was Amanek onto B-Stick as well. Don't forget, he's stuck around, just looking to make it as costly as possible. And they've actually made it a threatening 7th round here. G2-3, Sinners the same. Posturing B again, but that's where the AWP of Amanek is. You can see he's sweeping between all of the 3 options. He has a boost on the left, a boost on the right, and that stairs headshot angle.
Oh, they don't have a Molotov for quad right now. If he was just to hang around here, he might be able to pivot. He doesn't have anybody close to support him. So if you're Amanek and you're committed like this, you're almost hoping they don't come. But here comes the util.
Oh, and catching B-Stick on the jump, dropping his own smoke to escape.
Well, that's enough. They're running away. They faked them out here. G2 are completely rotating away. 3 of them just evacuated.
Just working it out now in response, but Neofrag is up. Jax denies. Big frag from him. It's Shock, though, with the Galil. Puts some riflers down on their bottom. Bomb to be planted. Oscar's close. Dancing around with Nexa, though, in the smoke. Oh, and he's even tagging them all up. Oh, they'll finish them all off quick, as easy as that. Oh, I felt like there was some real hope for Sinners in that one, but it just falls apart so quick.
These are the rounds that, as a Sinners fan, you really want to see them avoiding, right? The ones that they have the clear weapon advantage. We already saw them lose a pistol round earlier that Shock had to try and clutch on out. These are the ones that you want them to be putting in their back pocket and marching forward, because if they've converted those so far, this would be quite the commanding first half. Now, they're not out of this matchup by any means. We're still in the very early stages, and if anything, we should be questioning why G2 are struggling so much against the rifles. Right now, should have a little bit of a buffer. Nico with the secondary AWP. Takes down Zedco, and 4 Deagled Sinners players remain.
I don't know if it's like my eyes just becoming older or the typeface that CSGO uses, but how close are you to calling him Zioko? at all? Just me? Like that that D and that O. I think I've just got bad eyes.
I know what you're saying. Like I can.
Like it's a very
You want it to be more prominent?
There's just a spiky corner on the O to me.
Yeah. Look.
Zioko doesn't really like Donoko. That's what I'm thinking about. You go, Glenn Coco.
Yeah, we could do that with him now that Danoko's gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not the same.
Zedco.
I wanted to do, you know, because winners are grinners is a saying.
Winners are grinners.
Yeah.
It's not much of a saying, is it? Well, winners are happy.
Yeah.
That's a pretty terrible saying. I mean, that goes without saying, doesn't it? That's why we don't need to say it or have a saying.
Okay, well,
winners,
is it not a common saying?
Winners are grinners.
It's not common, obviously.
It's not, perhaps not in my household.
Okay.
Probably because there wasn't much winning going on in the Richardson household. Nico gets his 3, or at least 2. Nice snappy deal out of Oscar to at least put Hunter on the rebuy.
Oh, he's thinking about it. All right. So they may have picked up the double AWPs out of accident, right? I know that sounds crazy, but because the kills that went down on the A bomb side before, Nexa just picked up whatever rifle was available. So maybe the double AWPs wasn't how they want to operate on the CT side. So with the option to pick up an AK instead, you can see just why they would go for that. 5-3 the scores read. And that was an investment there from Sinners. So we should be seeing another low buy round. Oscar will have enough to buy an AWP in the next round. He might maybe even just buy a flash for them to operate with here, because the rest of the players, when they get the 2,400 loss bonus into the next round of play, are not going to be working with a lot in a round like this. Nico just tearing them apart. Without the mollies, right, and all the flashes, it does become a bit of a shooting gallery. Now, if you're not too familiar with Oscar, he was fantastic once upon a time in Mouse Sports, was where he really made a name for himself. He was really, really good in the action with the AWP, right? Once they had done like a set piece and he's been able to get out, I thought he was very good in the thick of things.
Yeah, I mean, my read of Oscar when I was casting him, I mean, we must be talking 2016, like as early as that, was he was always the playmaker. He was always the, like, you know, he can bail you out of a situation with just a P250 and an AWP on his back. I think at times when he's in the zone, he reads the game similarly to that of a Star AWPer like Simple and Zywoo. You know, like when he's actually in the game, when he can see through the walls, Oscar has the game sense to translate crazy rounds. Obviously not to the same extent. He's also, I would argue, just a personal read of Oscar and his story so far in Counter-Strike is that he's one of his own worst enemies in terms of the mental game of professional Counter-Strike. He doesn't have that superstar mindset like the aforementioned do.
Yeah, the confidence, you don't feel like it's exuding from him, right?
No, yeah, it's almost like he's kind of, he acts just as surprised as everyone else when he clutches up.
But the thing is now with Oscar in this team, right? So going and now playing regionally after being in Hellraisers, he was Mouse Sports for a while. He went back to Hellraisers for a little while. He was even in Sprout. Yes, the German Sprout, I believe. And now that he's back, he's doing it in a... he's an older player, right? I think he's 30 years of age. So for him to be going back, and what he is doing within this team is helping out the generation of players younger than him, helping out his scene in a massive way. And this is probably one of the last options you kind of have left to go from nothing to try and ramp on up and build something.
I mean, I think that that's something that a lot of players, as they get older in their career, start thinking about.
I'd like to hope they do.
Well, I mean, Alu, if you remember, ages ago, I think during NIP times, when he joined NIP briefly, he was like, one of my career goals before I quit is to have a full Finnish roster again. He wants to bring that back. We saw it briefly, of course.
And it was good.
And it was good.
And then it all fell apart.
Maybe this is Oscar's ends.
Oh. Well, if they get a major final, I'm sure they'll be happy. I don't know about the falling apart, getting rid of your in-game leader. We'll stay away from all of that.
Yeah, like playground politics, but with giant salaries involved.
It's funny how that happened.
Human beings not addressing their feelings, letting it manifest and fester into resentment and envy.
Welcome to everybody's lives.
Fester is a good word, though.
It
describes exactly what I'm talking about when I use it. Neofrag, hello,
He's a bit of a lurky boy mission, isn't he?
I'll tell you now, it is hard to shoot through those grates. I can't tell if it's 0 damage or if it's just something in the CS engine. They are committing to B through this, and bombs on the back of B stick. Nico, however, ready to deny. Hunter's still there as well. They haven't found them. Such a heavy price to pay to get into the site. Oscar claws something back. He'd need another instantaneously. There is a generator player in the form of Amanek, but he's not gone aggressive. Oscar has, though. Just pushed up right to the scope, and he walked straight into Nico. No hope for Zedco. I doubted myself for a second there. Zedco, it's a D, it's a D. 10 HP. One from behind, and yeah, it's as easy as that for Jax. Slips away. Couple of opportunities there. You can see their hopes and plans. A 4-man B with an A lurk to catch and punish.
Yeah, it's just a shame when your lurk goes down first, right?
Yeah.
So Neofrag's dead. At that point, you're not worried. He can't come through lurk. He can't catch anybody off guard. He can't even call you back to the site. Let's say if you get some traction and you fall flat on this take like they did. But you can just see that it's just an absolute gauntlet. So that's smoke saved to deny front sight, just channels them into one line of sight. And there you go. So G2 up to 7 now. One more round needed. Take the half. And this is Sinner's map choice. It's one of their better maps, if not their best map. But
Neofrag gets a chance at redemption.
Okay. Well, they are in max loss bonus territory, right? So at this point, you can understand why they might want to go for buys like this, but they need a plant. If you're going to invest this heavily, a bomb plant almost seems like a minimum. Trying a new avenue this time round, so through middle. So they're gearing up for what could be a B split, just trying to punish the second letter of the alphabet.
You can see B-Sticks lined up the smoke for the cross to construction counter utility deployed. They'll have to just respect that, and they are rushing up the connector. G2 to respond, Hunter's there, as is Nexa, and yeah, it's as easy as that. Solid attempt, the rifle from Neofrag does post one, but now he's all alone, and he's not too long for this wild either. 3 quick from Hunter's B defense. And you can see how reactive G2's setup was. It wasn't even questioned, it wasn't even doubted. Nico responsible for middle. As soon as he loses vision, he calls upon the B defenders to react. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, Hunter gets 3.
Yeah, this position as well, to be front of the Jennies as opposed to behind it, almost acts as a bit of a shield for him, right? He can pivot around it. Now, Neofrag did manage to get a kill there, which means with the loss bonus, he can go AK head armor. It just won't have any utility. And, well, Oscar has gone for the AWP, and he only has 1 smoke. So that means that B-Stick, Zedco, and Shock are going to be the ones who are throwing all the nades. Now, they had success when they were getting these slower A maneuvers, but ever since they lost to that pistol upgrade and then that hodgepodge saved weapons with pistols around it, it's really kind of all been one-way traffic for G2. They've now managed 5 in a row. Within that 5 spree, there's only been 1 round with bomb going down. If you just were to be able to be where I am right now, ladies and gents, you can't because you're not in the game. But there was a patch of like 3 or 4 rounds there where it was 1v1s, right? 1v1s, 1v2s. Could have been difference makers for Sinners going forward. Here we go, back towards this A jaunt, Neofrag.
Lovely find, and he's dipped away before Amanek can even have a voice into the contest of ramp. Slipping away. Oh, he's in trouble if they jiggle on the crane. No, never mind. He's the one that's the threat. And now with 2 frags on A, you can see why B-Stick is a little excited about the prospect. Wants to advance. Grouping up. Oscar, however, has been rumbled. They know Hunter's short. This is the flank though. He's not expecting it, but it doesn't matter. Hunter has a laser beam. He's playing a sci-fi adventure. Jesus, Rails 3. And there's more to come on the edge of the smoke. Neofrag pulls it back into Sinner's favor.
Oh, it's a winnable round now, at least for Nexa. That was looking extremely unlikely. I cannot believe how much damage Hunter's just done.
Yeah, but Shock, the poor guy has been beamed by Jax. Hunter's caught him on a flank. He's not had a very confidence-boosting opening 12. Now, Nexa's on the right side. He's got the kit. He's got the weapon. How does he play this? Peeks into Neofrag, and that will be an important and impactful quad kill out of Neofrag. Opened it up, closes it down.
Yeah, good stuff from him right there, winning it single-handedly. And that was just walking towards A, right? They were just given a couple of opportunities, and when those fights come your way, you have to convert them, and they did. This is the first. This from Hunter was absolutely wild, right? The fact that he was able to flick on over for that kill onto Shock.
It felt like he had
nuts.
An age to readjust into Shock, but we were watching it from Shock's POV. It felt instantaneous. Oh, very valiant attempt from Hunter. Yeah, could have been a real smashing highlight, but 8-4. This could still be a very competitive half for the boys if they can stabilized now. This round is going to be very telling.
You can see the immediate response to losing the fights over towards A. They've just gone and barreled down ramp. They have 4 players over here to make sure that there can be no contest. But Sinners have got what they wanted. They have Nexa currently isolated over towards this B bomb site. He's just dropped out his smoke at 1:24.
Seems well timed, no?
Yeah, and hopefully at least info is taken by the other G2 members or somebody starts rotating. Wait, that's not enough to deny, is it? So that one smoke and they're already starting to backpedal.
I think they're just worried that someone's pushed ramp for info, right?
Wow, this is going to get very scary because the bomb is with Neofrag right now.
Jeez, that smoke has genuinely channeled them back. Unless this is just a util dump, confirms that no one pushed up. Orp fires off a shot and dumping his own util. That's confirmation.
Like they have to go B.
Yeah, it feels like that's the...
Oh.
Ooh, tagged him up. On the off angle, I think it was Oscar. The second smoke deployed on B. Now they'll have to walk through that. If they want to set up a boost, they can do so.
Well, G2 are between 2 minds as well right now. Like, they just rotated over, now they're rotating back, now they're rotating back over. So Nexa, I think he'll be on his lonesome when this hit comes in. Hunter doesn't have any utility to help him here either on the rotation.
Yeah, Neofrag's looking the wrong way. Next is in a prime position to deny, and there's a second bomb delivered to his doorstep. 3 on the lockdown. Oscar left to clutch 1v5, and it's just too much. So Nexa, that's a couple of times we've jumped to his POV, responsible for B, and he's thrived. Hunter's done it before as well.
It shouldn't be easy, right? It should not be easy. And he just had a lot of confidence there. The fact he only took the fight on the right-hand side of Tetris as his teammates covered off the mouth of B main. Great stuff. G2 get their 9th, and that could have been a back-breaking round. If Sinners grabbed that one, money for G2, questionable, and maybe a chance for them to go 8-7 on the half. But now, let's see, can they stop G2 Esports from getting double digits? Pistols out for one more time. One way, yeah? Looks like it.
You want someone to be peeking over it, though, if you're dropping it, right?
Yeah, those deagles can get pesky. Oh, that's pretty pesky. Just ahead of the smoke, all right. I'll use it as the one way. Nexa just pushes forward, takes 2. This is unraveled already.
Right, so I don't know what they're supposed to do. Beastick's got 30 HP and a dream. He's not going to get past Hunter. Next is just like, oh, wait, is that a smoke for me?
That seems nice.
Thank you so much.
Let me just get in front of that and kill 2 of you, shall I?
Jax has slipped through spawn, T-spawn that is, and will have an opportunity to strike with the knife in between the shoulder blades should he continue to walk. The unenviable task of a 1v3 against a fully bought up G2, and with only a $700 pistol. Great shot onto him, but that should be the counter. He went for the pistol. Amanek gave him just a small window.
Someone said he's low. That always happens. Someone
Like,
goes,
he's got an
low,
AWP
he's
on his
low.
back.
You know, when someone goes 10 HP, and then you as an AWPer, I guess
you
I
don't
have
want to be missing the AWP shot on 10 HP.
Yeah. And then when he's not.
This was it. Hunter finding 2 as Oscar and Beastick were knocking on that B door. Solid work. It was actually all down to Shock, who actually managed to not only get those frags, he got away, reposition, came back for another onto Nico. But a 10-5 half would sound a whole lot better than 11-4. Heading back towards A, and 3 members of G2 here to contest, dumping util and likely bullets as well.
More nades.
Beastick swallows one of them. 50 damage to the intestines.
Might catch the toes here, Beastick, if he's looking. Not looking.
Just a jungle of smokes on ramp at that point. Like, you have to be a real nerd if you are ready for that. Shock was ready for Hunter's off angle, though. There you go.
Good equalizer.
Ooh, he's taking a real gamble here. Amanek's not going to call it. He will now.
Oh.
Neofrag does catch Jax. At least it's kept level. No one else to report on A. But he was so pushed up.
Well, the bomb's on Oscar right now.
Oh, and he's got nothing.
It's a free runway.
Completely free real estate.
Well, they could double nade the plant spot here. Nexa and Nico both have HEs.
Ooh, Oscar does deal with the Nexa aggress. It is only Nico. He's gone 10-5. Sinners make good on their promise to keep it competitive. Vertigo, our first map. G2 firmly in the lead. Just 6 rounds separating them from a 1-0 start. What's your favorite name out of the 5 on the Sinners team, chat? If you had to choose, because like, there's something to be said about B-Stick.
Yeah, I can see where you're going with it. There used to be a guy in Western Australia in 1.6 whose name was Shock. And he was a cool dude. His name was Steve. What was his brother's name? I think it was Michael.
I think we all knew a Shock growing up. You know, like there's a couple of Shocks that made it.
Yeah, there's a couple that didn't.
Everyone had a Shock, newer Shocks.
The WA Shock was pretty good. He played for 23, the best team in the state.
And let's see, boy. And Nico battle and win out on mid. He even dinked. Oh my God. Shock's going to feel hard done by there. That was through the box. A quick goosh just as he tucked in, and Nico finishes the job, puts the kit on the floor, and likely the round and the hopes and dreams of Sinners as well. Just a wall of smokes.
Yeah, just on his own.
Just a standard wall of smokes. No issue here.
Hey guys, we're middle.
I have mid control.
Or are we, as we plant on the A bomb side? It's all a ruse.
Yeah, pulled Oscar away though. Nicely.
17 kills.
Huh.
How'd that happen?
I think it was the B defense. The Kovac cousins just kept showing up, and we were just like, felt like you had just another day in the office.
Yeah. Well, it is just another day in the office for us right here. But for Sinners, I think they're saving Alex. I think they're going to hold on to that Kevlar and Oscar. They're going to pick up that kit. That'd be pretty tidy to have. Couple bits of utility. Yeah. All right, good pistol round. 11-5. One within the first, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds of the round there. Just walking out mid, bopping off some heads, cracking some skulls.
What's your professional opinion?
Here we go.
When you look at a team like Sinners who have slowly, like they didn't get off to a flying start, right? Like we're talking, they joined Premier, they do okay. Every time Oscar joins, they've slowly climbed up the world rankings. They've been slowly taking bigger games off of bigger teams. Like it's been a very developmental team trajectory. Do you believe that there is, you know, a team could dust themselves down and do the full kind of rags to riches story? Or do you think it genuinely usually comes with a lot more politics and just roadblocks?
I definitely think it's possible, but some of the bigger issues that need to be considered are just talent, right? Is there enough talent, right? Because you can spend hours and hours a day playing Counter-Strike and some people don't get better, or some people are never going to cut the mustard, right? So I think that a big part of it is just having enough talent. Another part of it is obviously getting everybody on the same page, understanding how you want to approach the game, and then having the support to be able to do that as a full-time thing.
Like I'm trying to run a parallel with the new Zentares Woxic team.
Eternal Fire?
Eternal Fire, thank you. Yeah, but I'm trying to run a parallel with that. You know, like if they were to get off the same trajectory as Sinners and then fall off, I mean, I guess this talent becomes the conversation because they've got more known names. Yeah,
and we know that Woxic and Zentares can hang with the big boys in Tier 1, right? At least historically.
That's evidence, yeah.
Calyx has always been on that cusp as somebody to potentially deliver. So I think Imor was considered the best player in Sangal.
Yes.
And then Issa coming in is where it's like, oh, you just wanted to do native language and now you've all just made it more difficult for yourselves. But I think...
A Furia, if you will.
Yeah. Just we'll see how that one goes. If Issa can learn the language, that's a great little nade right there, isn't it? Tidy stuff.
Yeah, maybe that's softened him up for these Deegs. I've got some hope for this round.
Yeah, the time as well.
Seconds.
Likely.
G2 are full committed to A, and they're being very loud about it. Zedco's already on the rotate back in, and that's the first. Neofrag threatening, double on the Deeg, desperately scavenging away what he can.
Oh, they've done it.
And just like that, the round does peter out for G2, the power of the Desert Eagle.
I want to save these Galils, boys. You're not winning this.
Yeah, and this is exactly what G2 did to Sinners in the second round force of the first half. Deagle's on A. Deagle's on A, and they're going to scavenge what they can. I reckon they might get a couple more weapons here if Jax doesn't make it costly. There you are. That's at least 2 rifles. Mac-10 scooped up as well. 2 Mac-10s, no rifle, I lied.
Would have been much better if they could get their hands on those Galils.
Where did that Galil go? I think Jax just had it in his hand.
It could have just disappeared off the map. You know how Vertigo goes. Or they're a bit slippery. You know, you're mashing your W key, trying to get there as close as you possibly can. But this is good, and I think that being restrained with their utility, that one-way smoke towards the top of the crane was dropped at about 30 seconds. So that was really good. The utility, you can see that softening up. So G2 may be taking a little bit too long on that one. But Jax has his biggest fan in the background. I wanted to get that one out early.
Fair play. Fair play.
That was quite tidy there as well. So attempting the boost over the smoke, immediately denied. A nade, some bullets. And G2 find themselves down 2 men, and it's going to be a few more as Oscar's on a little bit of a mission of his own here in the lower halls. He's about to find one over towards A. Max is gone. A called clear, and high alert towards middle at this point.
Oh, well, there goes the rifle. And Jax faffing around, trying to pick it up, loses his life as well as the AK. So solid stuff. Sinners will get some upgrades and, of course, upgrade their rounds to 7.
We can have a real conversation now, though, because this should be the 8th, right? At this point, G2 need to take an economical, right? We're not going to see too many investments past maybe a P250, and that's a very big maybe. And at that point, scoreline sitting at 11-8. First gun round rolls around, they're able to convert that. If we're going to be looking at a 11-10 scoreline before we know it. So let's see. Can Sinners not trip over their own shoelaces here? This is just the Glocks. Not a P250, not a flash, nothing. In a round like this, you want to keep as many players alive as possible, and realistically, you should be talking about 4, right?
Yeah.
You should keep probably 4.
Let Oscar go hunting.
Maybe knife someone.
Maybe get B-Stick involved. I can't. B-Stick.
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 Ick.
B-Stick.
B-Stick.
Could you say it one more time to me with a straight face?
B-Stick.
That's the final answer? Okay, cool. The SMG's got the majority of those frags. It's 1 for B-Stick.
Ick.
B-Stick.
Focus on the ick.
That's what I'm doing.
I'm just making sure.
You don't think I am?
I know how your mind operates.
No, I know how you think I'm saying it. I think you. I think that you're saying it that way. Beast-tick.
Tick.
That's what I said.
There you go.
Right.
You've nailed it.
Thank you. I was concerned for a minute. I hadn't.
You've been crushing it.
Phew. Round 20, map 1, Vertigo. Now, this was Sinner's pick, and as Chad has highlighted, the 8th was a guarantee. If they can make this one count, we're cooking with some gas for a competitive first map here.
And maybe a barbecue.
I wouldn't mind a barbecue.
And some snags, a couple bits of steak.
Snags. Is that sausage?
Yes.
Ah, I'm starting to become more all-roastianic with every minute I spend with you.
Well, this time round, they've been able to get this ramp control pretty quickly, and a bucket load wasn't thrown from Sinners. So they're more than happy to play transitionally, and Neofrag flashed forward. I like this approach from Sinners, right? They haven't gone to all in. They're more than happy to play within this limbo, and a lot of teams hate this because you're hoping you're feeling the timing's a little bit better than the T's. They could walk into you at any moment. You're trying to feel and read the game. You're trying to flash. You're trying to smoke. Trying to find those timings.
So who's got util for B-Stick? It's going to be Neofrag with a flash. And will flash when B-Stick feels under the pump. That's the flash. Nothing to report. Okay. Oscar's up next on the short side. Nico, they're both the Kovac cousins, can peek together on this one. Nico draws the fire. Hunter needs the trade, and just around the corner, he gets banged out. Big play from Hunter. Doesn't lose his target, doesn't lose his mark. And that's all they wanted, I guess. Nexa has been poking and prodding at B this whole time. It's Zedco given the responsibility, and good timing on his
They're
smoke.
so good
It's
with
a
the
very
util.
passive smoke, though.
Their timing on the util has been great. Really good. Oh, did he spot him?
Zedco's being hunted. Timing is everything here in that power position. Takes a strike, 1-for-1, needed Amanek, 10 HP, he gets away with murder. And that would have been a very different round had he not flashed in. Would love to have found Amanek there. I think he spots out Jackson, does chip away at that health ball. 50 bullets left, excuse me, 50 health left for Jaxie boy.
Now it should be the save. He's still going, all right.
Okay, well, NeoFrag's convincing a couple of us. You can see Beastix picked up the AWP. He doesn't want to lose it. And just on the boosted platform, Hunter spotted, finished off. There's a kit there. Amanek's 10 HP. Yes, NeoFrag does have it. He has what it takes. And they were flirting with the idea of saving. I think NeoFrag just pulled them across the line with sheer confidence and willpower.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to get stuck in, right? Because the AWP coming in so late with all of that, it's on NeoFrag. It's 100% on NeoFrag during all of this. So fantastic work for him to be able to pick up the kills necessary. Wins out the clutch.
Well played.
Ooh, and there's Malik, the coach.
Ooh.
Not happy with how that one fell apart.
Just move the microphone away from my mouth for a second. It's always wise.
And this is the conversation we were talking about, right? If they could win this gun round, now it has to be likely another half buy. Or we could see an all-in, right? G2 right now, 5K for Hunter, 4.6 for Amanek. They could buy if they wanted, but they'd be operating with Galils instead of AKs. So G2 are going to be putting themselves down a deeper hole if they buy here and they don't convert. And Sinners are really in the conversation now for this map. They're looking not flush for cash, but starting to work on a bank balance. Most players with 4K plus.
And the G2 perspective as well from the analyst desk. Obviously, don't forget Janko Paunovic, G2's
biggest fan.
Biggest/least favorite fan.
Yes.
I mean, like he loves,
at the same time,
he loves and hates them simultaneously. I think that is what true love is.
Yeah.
But what Janko is saying is that they just can't slip up now. You're just in a LAN final, vibes are high, momentum's high. Don't come in, return to online and return to some nasty habits of losing to tier 2 teams.
Yeah, I think the conversation, right, obviously this opening matchup means a lot more to Sinners than it does for G2.
We just saw how Astralis losing to Ents cost them a spot in their group.
Yeah, now the ramifications maybe not going to be as big for G2 considering complexity of broken, right? Ooh, hold up.
I see what you're saying. Either way, Amanek's Krieg's not gone far. It's NeoFrag again, just making short work of this attack. He didn't fully invest, but he's taken down the lion's share of
Oscar
the
knows this is coming.
Weaponry, and he's ready for Hunter with a deep card clear. Easiest frag. Oh wow, he's living in the past with the Hyper Beast, AWP. Frag for 22 when he's lingering in the smoke. Nexa should have him dead to rights. Can't put this crosshair on the head. It's 4 for NeoFrag as he puts his team on 10.
We're getting what we were promised from NeoFrag, right? If you guys have been keeping your eyes on the Sinners conversation, it's Oscar, the veteran. He's now playing with his countrymen, and NeoFrag, the rising star from the region. Those two are the workhorses. Now, one of them is delivering in buckets in space, and that's NeoFrag. Oscar's chipping in when he has to, right? But NeoFrag is really getting it done. And he's going to be talk of the town here, coming into his second game with Sinners against a big opponent, and the last big opponent, namely, was big. So to go up against G2, to be doing this on your map pick, this has to be doing wonders for the confidence. And they've also flubbed a couple of rounds. Remember back to that first half, they lost to some Deagles, they lost to some saved guns. Now these things happen, but they haven't given up.
Yeah, you scrapped it down to nerves. I don't know why, and maybe this is just us being a bit over-romanticizing it, but it does look like some of those nerves have departed. I'm seeing a bit more pep in the step of these CTs, starting to believe it themselves as they stare at that scoreline. They touch tab and realize they are within touching distance of taking their map pick up against G2.
Amanek 10's out to play, so maybe that'll spur them forward for something a bit faster. 2 towards middle.
Amanek 10. He's got the bomb, though. I usually, considering the playstyle that comes with him in his signature SMG, would expect it to be somewhere else. NeoFrag again patrolling. He wants to make ramp his own, and Oscar is posted up for this mid test. You'd expect a flash, and they do. NeoFrag caught on ramp as well, so now mid is under G2's control, and they have a man advantage.
They need to be careful. They don't give anything away for free here. So lots of util towards mid. Deep molly.
Oh, he can't rotate through. That's
It's
actually
quick.
really nice. Oh, but that's a counter utility. Great play. Locking it down from Sinners. It's Shock and Oscar combining. The Molotov on towards construction, really isolating. And on the edge of the smoke, Shock had the right idea. Nex has got the right result. Oscar, responsible for a lot here. As Zedco takes the fight, B stares down, and now Sinners have the advantage.
That was huge.
Re-aggressing on his own.
So that was the difference maker.
Just against Nico as well. Like, he was just about to start doing exactly the same thing.
Well, this is looking like 11-11 right now. Amanek and Nexa both operating without any utility whatsoever here in Zedco. He's going to continue to push forward. He's just going to lock down the stairs here. Playing to contain looks good. Sound cues of Amanek will be heard going over towards A. Beastick can hear that from his position right now. And now we're sub 30 seconds. They have to make a choice. There should be a rifle available for Amanek to pick on up. But time is the big issue. Lack of utility a problem, and there's still so much utility left for Sinners here late. This is very good.
It's very hard to plant, especially now there's an incendiary on your default. What do you do? Just about find a safe spot. There's nades as well. He gets it down. He's done enough, at least to get the bomb down, but barely. Zedco locks it down from the B side to the A. He locks it down and makes it 11-11.
Yeah.
Angel number.
Well, you doing something there with the alphabet? Zedco from B to A.
A to B, A to Z.
Yeah, I don't know if you were, but I felt there was something good going on there. This was well, just say you were.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, nice. This molly here was clutch, right? The one that landed to deny them being able to push over the construction mid position on towards that B bomb site, and that kill from Zedco was absolutely everything. Now, this plant is great for G2. They have the max loss bonus, so getting that down means that with that max loss bonus, they can buy again and have all the gibblies and wibblies that they desire, and Amanek is deciding to operate with the Krieg. Now, we know he does the AWPing duties, but the fact he's going for that SG, I think we saw Nico try something when he was taking over the lion's share of the AWPing duties as well. So it's interesting. It's an interesting experiment.
Can I just say I'm glad that phase is over? You know, everyone has their emo phase. They had their Nico AWPing, Krieging phase.
It'll come back. These things are cyclical, just like shocks.
And just like flared pants. They'll always be back. Zedco opens up again, and you can see this boost from Neofrag. You can
did he see the
see a tip of the head. It's possible.
Feels like he's seen something.
He'll definitely be able to catch anyone that fancies their chances short.
He's willing Nico to jump up here. As soon as he mantles from that sandbag position up towards the wall, he will die.
Yeah, his life is determined by about 3 centimeters of steel at this point. And his team have joined him now, so there's a good likelihood that Sinners will be able to manufacture a 3v5 before G2 get to even attempt to commit to the side.
There they go.
There is the head. Oh, he's dropped off instead. Plays to delay. Beastick set up for success. And this is the go. Oscar holds his nerve and does pull the trigger onto Amanek, leaving just 2. Jax surrounded by opponents. Bullets through the smoke, every angle. Uncertain. He's found something to work with, and it's a very slither gap. Nico from the sandbags at least drawing attention. It should enable a first opportunity for Jax. Neofrag shouldn't let him leave. It's unlikely he lets him leave. Suddenly the frags keep coming. Nico, 100 HP in a dream, and already tapping another. Jock caught out. Careful now, Sinners. You can't let this slip. Nico could happen at any moment. They lock it down in the end, but a solid attempt at a 2v5.
It kind of feels to me like G2 are being blanked on a lot of these. I'm sitting here watching, and Sinners feel like they're in full control.
They do.
They really feel like they're in control of this one right now. When it's Jax and Nico alive and they get those kills towards the tail end there, and you look at how the round ended, 2v1, that was close. No, it wasn't. It wasn't at all. They traded efficiently. They stalled them out. Look at this. Jax is stuck on the tightrope with 20 seconds left. They're not getting into this round unless they give it away. So great stuff from the Sinners here. Continue to impress. I'm still loving the way they use this util. They're great at holding on to their nades until late. Not dumping it too early. And there's another kill for Neofrag. He's up to 26.
Oh, man. Hey, Mum, I killed Nico 10 times in one map today. It was a good day. Zedco tested on B and happy to collect a quick spray.
This is 13.
This is 13. This is Sinners making Vertigo look like not only their map, but potentially their first map of Pro League.
What a great way to kick off the debut, isn't it? Going into one of their strengths and converting against a big name like G2.
I mean, yeah, this is like the curveball that was supposed to be bad news bears of Group A, but actually pushing G2 here. Good to see a first map in their first game, first bloody map played. Neofrag 13. He's actually closing on 30 as well. 27 in the bank account. 30 for his first of Pro League certainly wouldn't be too shabby. And that's not to dissuade any of you G2 fans from sticking around. G2 definitely are looking a little wobblier. since returning to this T side. They've posted, I think, a grand total of 1 T round, and that was the pistol.
Yeah, losing to that force buy, but that force buy came down to some of the keys that Sinners are doing on the gun rounds. Their use of utility is really impressing me here. They're not just, a lot of teams on Vertigo will just, you dump that deep A ramp smoke, we're gonna molly, we're gonna deny scaff, we're gonna fight, we're gonna force them back, right? Because nobody likes getting executed on an A.
Sure.
So the way that Sinners are dealing with this is, we'll put a little bit of pressure early, right? If you really want it, we'll let you have it, and then we'll limp our utility out, right? And they are just smashing them in terms of the timing on the util, the one-way's late, the stalling out. That mixed with the way that G2 are approaching with this pace, it's just leaving them in positions where they can't really respond. I'm just having a look at the utility damage. Zedco's been doing a huge chunk of that. He's got 253 to his name, 141 for Neofrag, 108 for Shock. So definitely keeping up with G2 in that department.
Oscar, up to his usual antics. I'm not sure if the leg break will have been audible, but regardless, it's another Neofrag opener, supported but perfectly. This time it looked like by Nico's flash. Speaking of, Nex is holding this off angle.
Oh, not clearing.
Oscar should get the trade and at least keeps the numbers in favor of Sinners. But look at this, they actually reaggress as Nico walks up short. So Amanex all alone does well to find one. Neofrag keeps it level, but is he aware of short? Nico dipped out of there, so Neofrag lives on, and we are still in that man advantage. The trajectory of the incendiary will help. Jax and Nico up against the door. Not a single smoke to play with, so Neofrag will have sight.
They just want to peek as well. They could flash, they could molly. Go in contact here.
Holding his nerve, holding that tight line.
This is looking very bad for G2.
Mantles up at the perfect time, and Nico's gone. This is going to be 14 unless Jax has got some magic left to display here on the stage. 48 seconds. Neofrag wants to clear him out. Nice shot out of Jax. Very quick adjustment from him. And if he gets the bomb down, a 1 versus 3 to put G2 right back into contention starts to become more and more of a reality. A very slow rotate out of Oscar. It means that Jax can slink away.
Oscar still has a smoke, a molly, a flash, and a HE. He can smoke the bomb, can molly the top of the ramp.
Oof. Jax is taking these fights. He's taking all bullets. And he did shoot Oscar through Shock. Both of them pulling the trigger at the same time. Results in a 14th. G2 completely absent without leave here on the attack.
That almost lined up for Jax there. That almost worked out perfectly. But the fact that he's willing to take those fights against 2 ops, look, you had to take a fight at some point. And it's probably a good thing when I'm pointing out that utility that's left over. It only gets more awkward for Jax when that all starts to hit the deck as well. Just 2 rounds now. This is looking great for Sinners. Can't sing their praises any more highly than I am.
Nico looks so done with it, though.
Next map, let's go Inferno.
Come on, though. G2, I mean, let's not forget the highest highs they were sailing.
10-5 on the half.
Yeah, not even that, but like, I mean, they were within touching distance of the silverware over in Cologne. They took some huge scalps back to back, like it was Astralis, Gambit, and I believe there was another one as well.
Look at this, Alex. Counter-Strike, it's a visual game.
Yeah.
So I want you guys at home who have played lots of Counter-Strike, when you see all these different stuff happening on the map, use your imagination with the sounds. Use your imagination. What are you hearing? What do you think those sound cues sound like?
So peaceful.
It is, isn't it? Like all the killing and death and grenades, but not the sound. It's just tranquil. Just imagine the breeze in the trees.
So they start their campaign. Seems to be leaning B-side. And this is going to be the audio descriptive version of
yeah, it's like an audiobook
commentary. So we see 5 members of G2 mustering outside of the B stairs. Jax the exception to the rule as he advances through for the mid split. Zedco is aggressive here on the grab side. Will do well to at least take down one. Shock partnered up nicely with his mid AWP. Oscar, this double AWP setup now being truly tested. He dances around the electric boxes, and the bomb yet to be planted late now with only 15 seconds.
Marvelous.
Trying to cross on into the site. He'd love a frag prior to his bomb plant, but Oscar just seems to be not having any of it. And with the time like this, Amanek would need them all in quick succession. Good God, they nearly lost that, chat.
You almost broke character there.
Okay,
you almost broke character. But that was great. They were down a man. That was a 4-on-5 disadvantage. Fantastic work, right? I don't know where the sound is, ladies and gents. I hope that you can hear it. And it's maybe,
maybe
just,
they can.
Maybe they can't hear us.
We're just being...
Oh, they can.
Oh, they can, we can't.
Oh.
A fun twist.
Okay.
So I'm just being weird for no reason.
Sorry, everybody.
Oh, there we go.
That would have seemed very strange for everybody at home.
Oh, we just did a weird, like, kind of...
On an important round.
Yeah, a super important round. We did like a slam poetry session because we couldn't hear the game.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we hope you enjoyed regardless, because I'm loving this. This is fantastic. Oscar as well, he's found his impact here on the CT side with the AWP. Looking good. 30 for Neofrag, 19 for Shock, Oscar with 18, 16 for Zedco, and Beastick, well, he's got 10, but he's got one of those daily cases. I know you all have them when you play at home.
Who's got 10?
Beastick. That's Tick. He's got 7 assists, though, Alex. That's where I was going with that.
Like TikTok.
Yeah. All right, all in here. There's the one way. And up they go.
So quick. Next up does not relent. He will now, it seems. That was enough. Counter flash from the CTs, and the nades do rain down. Looks like G2 a little better off this time around. And Shock is in the right place, but the smokes will likely deny him. More damage to Jax as Team Molly forces Nico wide.
Ugly.
Chaos. They can't find a safe place to plant.
Oh, it's real ugly.
And this could be it for G2. A bit of a floppy team
Oh, Malik throwing the towel.
Oh,
Throw it in.
another incendiary. Nico just wants to plant. He can't get close to the site. The smokes will fade shortly. Neofrag's already taken down his teammates. And Sinners.
More nades.
The first map of their Pro League adventure, and they can take it right here against G2. Oscar's already contributed. Only one man left, and Nico, he's down. Sinners will take it. Vertigo is their map. Not only their pick, but they'll take it. First of ESL Pro League Season 14. Sinners 1-0 up against the G2 Samurai.